Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel where we're showing you that trading is as easy as you make it on yourself. We made over 448 pips from our last video, which was literally only 7 days ago, and I think some of them still have a little bit more room to go, but I digress. Today we have a couple of cool things to go over. We're going to review those setups, and of course we'll be back next week. Well, actually, no video next week. We'll be in Europe the week after that with all brand new videos, all brand new trades, all brand new ways to hopefully help you create the financial freedom that you're looking to achieve. Of course, we have to flash the disclaimer that says everything on this channel is just for fun, entertainment, education, not legal, not financial, not investing advice. You guys get the whole drill. Before we go any further, we have given away over $250,000 in prizes. We gave away a really cool one-on-one last week. That was the winner. We have a brand new winner to kind of announce here shortly. And overall, the community is doing really well. So we're going to go over those results. We're going to go over a couple of cool things. And we have a sneak peek that I haven't even shared yet with the community of what we're doing in terms of automating some of the strategy, one of the strategies that we're using for our funded futures accounts, for our private futures accounts in terms of like AMP, Ninja, Trade-Evate. I know you can do that live. I don't have that one live personally. But like there's so much possible, although, I mean, it takes some work, it takes some finesse, it takes some time to build it in the way you're looking to build it. So just an idea, here's some results. I haven't really updated this today, but these are some of the kind of trade setups that we look at in the morning. Last few weeks, anybody who's been trading futures can tell you it's been pretty up and down during New York Open, but we've still managed to maintain a positive flow. I think we made over, gosh, I'll pull it up and show you, but 5% for sure last week. And overall, we're doing the dang thing. As always, if you guys are signing up for any prop firms, please make sure you check the link tree below. Use the promo code there for the best possible discounts, whatever is available at the time. That will help build this community in a way that we can offer cool and great things in the future. So without further ado, let's go take a look. Okay, the trades we've looked at and called as a community on YouTube live public. Again, not to show some amazing, impeccable win rate, but just to show, hey, this is simple and duplicatable if you duplicate it. I think we all know, most of us who've been trading for any bit of time know that the strategy really isn't the problem. The tools that you're using, the system, the communities, the coaches, the whatever, the YouTube, things that you're doing, most of that's not the problem. It's typically your psychology. It's the over trading, over risking, not managing winners and losers properly. But most importantly, I think it's just not doing something consistently over and over again. So last week, we will review these trades that we looked at as well. But we did pretty good. The two JPY pairs, we talked about waiting for an entry because they were going to pull back as if you were serious or to pick one. They both moved this much prior to. And of course, those were two bangers not to have slept on. But overall, great. We got 448 pips, 44 points in total. Value of that varies based off of the currency pair and the currency of your account, and of course brokerage and contract size and about a billion other things. But figure 448 pips is 40, 400, 4,000, 40,000, and even 400,000. Not that I think most people here on YouTube are trading that kind of lot size, but just know it's possible. The algorithmic trading that we see, all the things that are happening, it is possible once you get the skill set to make that kind of money in a very short amount of time. So that's really the draw of this industry. It's that once you have the skill set, your earning income is unlimited. It's not capped, right? You can do so many things. And that's a good time, I think, before we even go any further, to show you this. Now, I know I've pulled this up before, but we've got a couple of really cool YouTubes coming out here shortly as soon as we're done with the editing and all that good stuff, kind of just going over what's possible. Obviously, people are like, oh, I want to make $500 a day or $1,000 a day or et cetera, et cetera. But the reality is, if you made $100 extra $1,000, $50 extra $1,000, it's setting you to be ahead in your life by X percentage based off of what you do with those funds. It's no different than, having some big monstrous goal of making 20,000 a day or 5,000 a day, when the reality is, if you look at your bills and your idealistic lifestyle that includes like a vacation and all the things, you probably don't need much more than 500 or 600, 700 or $1,000 a day. I mean, and that's including a pretty good lifestyle, a pretty nice car, eating at nice restaurants, 2 or 3 major vacations a year, buying an investment property or two. Like, that's what that pays for, granted with some money management and other things, but literally that's more than enough. And some of us have 20 and 30 prop firm accounts that we're spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on trying to hit this $3,000 a day YouTube worthy amount when we really don't need that. So this is based off of, first and foremost, live accounts, and I'm going to keep it at the $1,000. But even if you're only starting with a very modest amount of money, and I know it's tax season, so most of us have this kind of funds, right? Well, some of us are paying into the IRS, go government, but most people have at least this much or can access this much. 5% is obviously high risk, but with your own live money in futures, it's kind of a lot of risk. Otherwise, they're not going to let that trade enter. So in other brokers, I probably wouldn't be risking as much, but for this, 5% per trade, give you an idea, 67% accuracy, averaging anywhere from a 2.5 to a 3 to 1. Because you got to factor there's fees, and sometimes you get a little more. Sometimes, well, you got knocked out a little early, et cetera, et cetera. You scaled out, kind of something that I've been working toward is scaling out. What if you could turn $1,000 into over $200,000 literally in 72 trades? That's $200,000 in 72 trades. And we can knock that down. That's, as you can see, these aren't pie in the sky numbers. These aren't the super secret sauce level. I got my 10 to 1s, my 5 to 1s, although we do get 5 to 1s. We do get 3 to 1s, and every now and then those 10 to 1s. This isn't even based off of some 90% accuracy rate. This is based off of really modest results. So I'm going to back this down a little bit to 60%. Okay. 60% accuracy, which is very doable even for the novice trader. Let's figure you're only averaging a 2 to 1. Okay, let's knock that way, way down. And I'm going to recalculate this a couple of times just to kind of show you that middle ground. Even if you only turned $1,000 into 10,000, 50,000, 15,000, any of those numbers, that's not a bad way to be, considering if you took 5 trades a day, that's only a couple of weeks. It's not even 2 months to make 24,000. And you did that without a lot of risk, without buying and failing and paying activation fees. And of course, we can do the same thing on a prop account. So let's assume you've got $2,500 worth of drawdown. So we're never trading with the $50,000. We're trading with the drawdown amount. Let's assume your accuracy is only 60%. And we're not going any more than that. Remember, they're going to keep 10% of that. That's part of it. It's okay. That's part of the equation, or 10 or 20, depending on the broker you're using. In a very short amount of time, based off of literally only 3 to 5 trades a day, that's 50, 60, 70, 80,000, 20,000. That is definitely not a bad way to be when you can buy some of these accounts for $50, $100. I'd probably say in total, most of them range about $200 with activation fee, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely something worth thinking about, maybe taking this skill set seriously. And that might also mean taking your winners and your losers a little bit more seriously. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. But that's a good time to kind of come over. We're going to go over review the trades we looked at just one more time for recap. We took, let's see, we had odd USD, Euro GBP, GBP JPY, and of course Chef JPY. So we're going to be reviewing those real quick, and let's announce the winner from last week's live YouTube channel contest. So our giveaways are announced first and foremost always in private in our Discord community. That's where you're going to find it here first, 100% of the time. And this is just one of our notification announcement channels. You'll kind of see all of our challenges that go out, the secret words, everything that we're working on. We've got a really cool announcement here that I'm going to be pulling up on screen toward the end when we announce that secret code for the week. But also we go ahead and announce some of how our auto trading is doing. To give you an idea, we probably doubled that result, give or take. That's $1,000 on the day. And that's kind of been where we've been averaging for the most part with those accounts from day to day. Not every day is perfect. Sometimes things are a mess, but overall, we're doing the dang thing. And of course, we've got our trade results in terms of the community. So the community is just on fire. Oh, we've got people passing their first ever prop firms, which I'm so excited about. Never passed a prop firm before. We've got people getting payouts, even some of them using our automated system, people passing some of the prop firms and all the things that we've done. So overall, really cool community that we're building here. And of course, all the forums and stuff. If you need help, you can discuss ideas and bounce thought processes off like-minded people who are on the same journey as you and maybe in a safe place. That's definitely a great way to be. So if you haven't already done so, please make sure you check the link tree. Go join our public free Discord community. Again, that's where all the biggest announcements are going to be. And now let's go take a look at those trade setups. Okay, here we are right here back on MT4. most of everything we're doing, we're migrating to MT5, which has just been a monumental task given how much actual of our livelihood has depended on MT4. So when all those things kept happening over and over and over again, and DPSs and brokers and platforms all down, let's just say it's a multi-month problem for each and every one of those. So soon enough, we're going to be completely independent of MT4, MT5 only, futures mostly, future accounts for the most part. And of course, anything on the Forex side will be my automated things that I have no reason to walk away from if it prints money without me having to do much oversight. That would just be a foolish thing, right? But USD Chef isn't set up yet, but I am in that already. Let's review the trades from last week. We went ahead and we're looking for a buy based off of strategy. Odd USD was the pair. This is where we were entering. And of course, all the way up here, we moved over 112 pips. That's not bad. That's, again, $100, $1,000, $10,000, and even more as you gain the skill. As you broke and retested, that's another entry for those of you guys who know the strategy and know kind of what you're doing. So overall, beautiful trade. The US dollar is doing the thing. Supposedly, we've got a lot more room on that. So up to you on what you want to do. We've got our nice pullback. If, of course, we continue to the upside, by all means, look for your next entry. As of right now, we've got our money out of that. We know we're locking within one ATR. We're 25 to 50 pips, and that trade is off of our books for now. So let's remove all that, take that off of our watch list, and move on. Euro GBP was another big banger. We had this nice engulfing momentum candle. Of course, the strategy was lining up perfectly. I wouldn't have minded a pullback. Again, this has a very low ATR, so we wanted to be mindful of that. But overall, we moved 140, 150-ish pips. This pair is actually worth a lot more per pip than the other pairs that we trade for the most part. So definitely, what is that, 1.2 times as much in terms of value? Not bad. So instead of making $100, you would have made 120, 100, 1,200, 12,000, et cetera, based off of your lot size and your account balances. So that's another one. That's good. All good things. And then, of course, GBP, JPY, we had this huge momentum candle. Obviously, it's really hard to get long here. We knew we wanted and anticipated a pullback. Before we even got this nice pullback, we had what? We had this first 126-ish pip move. We have now since then got the pullback, made a higher low. We like what we're seeing. And long term, I would be holding this pair. Same goes for here. I'm going to go back down to the 4-hour time frame, come to where we actually entered. In total, we moved over 62 pips, I think, to be exact. ATR on this is about 61 pips. We know we're protecting, locking, scaling, or trailing within about 25 to 50 pips or 1 ATR. If you're familiar and comfortable with that concept, this one doesn't have a very high value per pip, but overall, not a bad way to be. We've, of course, made that higher high, came back in, made a higher low, and now we're kind of consolidating. So of all the pairs on the table, I probably wouldn't be super aggressively holding this, although it's definitely not bad, provided we stay above this area. Okay, as long as we stay above this area, I'm buying this all day long. But we'll see, because now we've got this nice little wedge pattern forming, and I want to see how this plays out. Otherwise, I have plenty enough other things open and running at the time. I don't need to have 2 GBP or JPY pairs open. So this one, on the other hand, I am done with in total. And we'll come back and we'll re-review GBP, JPY in about actually 2 weeks from now. So sad to say, maybe, I will record a 4-hour video a little bit earlier. But next week, we're definitely not going to be having any 4-hour video. I will be in Europe with my family. We're going to be traveling in Spain, and it's going to be a great time. So welcome to spring break and all the things. But as always, if this content is helpful, if it's hopefully changing a little bit of the way you're seeing your trading strategy, seeing that results are duplicatable. It's hard on YouTube to be able to show, hey, look, I win or I lose. And then you just think, well, how come they can do it and I can't do it? Most of the time, it's not because some secret magical whatever. I know that there's a lot of scams and nonsense out there, but at the end of the day, whether you're trading your stocks, options, crypto, or Forex, it all just comes down to a consistent duplicatable strategy. Being self-disciplined enough to stick to that strategy, not over trading, not going on tilt, knowing when to stop, knowing not to over leverage. And that literally is like, if we wanted to package it up and put it in a bowl, that's it. And just tie a bow on it. You're done. The secret word for the day, I believe, is freedom. So that's really what we're about. We're trying to help people create financial freedom. So Bigger than just today. I'm talking the kind of money that you can retire on and live really comfortably, to where then now you're trading or working or doing the things that pull your heartstrings because you choose to and not necessarily for an income. So that is the word of the day. There's more. We have one more thing to kind of show. It is definitely not the least. So please don't let the evasiveness of this fool you. Please don't let the 100% profitable trades down here fool you. We are finding it's very hard to ignore how many days are 100%. I'm finding it very, very interesting how many sessions that 100% do happen. But no, I'm not the person who's going to say it's going to happen every day. You need to plan, and we are coding and building for the times where you're losing. But the idea is to take a very consistent, duplicatable, rule-based, mechanical strategy, apply it to your futures accounts, your Forex. Because this comes through TradingView, you can link it to Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, Replicanto. I just recently learned of another one called Traders Post. Don't have any experience with it, but I will be looking into it. Pick My Trades I wasn't in love with. I think it's kind of janky, but now you can link all of this stuff pretty seamlessly. The risk of kind of ghost orders is eliminated because of how this is opening and closing. So that is really exciting, but this is an automated portion of what we're calling our IOU and our IO strategy. So in Six Figure Trading Coach, we have 3 really awesome duplicatable strategies. One we've been using and mastering for years. We've had tons of people, thousands of people work with this strategy. Many of them past prop firms. Many of them are still posting 5 years later in the public forum saying, hey, yep, it's all JGS. Many of them like literally making 6 figures, literally doing all kinds of incredible things. We have a newer kind of one that we're working with. A long time ago, we used a breakout strategy that was more fractal based. Now we're doing it more time based, but of course that's going to be around opening bell, as well as I have a few other really key times a day that I think are really helpful, and scripts and codes that help you to access those and know the right contract size and know the right risk and just do the dang thing. And then last but not least, we have one that's price action based, and that is really, really awesome. We've got 2 versions of it kind of in the making that have yet to be released and will be released in the next probably about a month or so. And of course, we will be doing a giveaway here live on YouTube for access to this, and anybody inside of the community will also have access to this. Completely no extra cost or anything along those lines. So really, really excited. I'm excited to see what people do with this. It's going to be a lot at first, so there's going to be a course that comes with it. But here's just a baby step of what's possible if you're, and this is not a lot of risk either. So to be able to make $1,500 with 100% win weight in that kind of window, hands-free, and you can minimize the downside and maximize the upside and vice versa. You can decide when you want to stop taking trades and when you want to start. Definitely, definitely not a bad way to be at all. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Happy trading. It's going to be a great week. I will be back on again, and thank you as always for watching. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and do all the things. Take care, and God bless.